Welcome back, still on Family and Values. And today's topic is personal goals versus family goals in marriage. And here with me to discuss this topic is our beautiful, amiable apostle, Dr. Grace Onoha, minister and relationship marriage counselor. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
welcome.
ma. Thank you.
Good to see you again.
I appreciate you for
So,
having me this morning.
yes. The topic for today is personal goals versus family goals in marriage. So, exactly what is personal goals and family goals in marriage? What's your take on this topic before we begin to?
Okay, when we talk about a goal, we are talking about your desired results, your objective in life.
Yes.
As a person.
As a person.
What actually do you want to achieve? What are you looking at? What are you pursuing? That is your personal goal. Then when you talk of goals in marriage. This is what the two people, the couple come together to even agree before they begin the marriage stuff.
Yes.
And to me, I believe that it should be fine before the marriage. Each of them should communicate their personal goals in order to find a way of incorporating it
in marriage,
to balance it in marriage, to avoid conflict, to avoid crisis, to avoid so many things that will not make the home healthy. I believe, because as a person I have my personal goals,
exactly,
which I am actually currently pursuing, and coming to marriage we have our marital goals. And these two we balance it actually.
Okay.
And it's working.
It's working for you.
For me.
For you. For some people, it doesn't work.
Okay.
It doesn't work because we've heard of cases where a husband and wife are into business together. Yeah? They're doing business together. Then all of a sudden, there's conflict. Because it's either the husband is accusing the wife of not being honest, or the wife is accusing the man of not being honest. Now, when we talk of Nigeria, Nigeria is large, it's versatile. There are different traditions and different cultures and different tribes. There's some tribes particularly that would insist that their wife should do business and give them the money. Yes. In trade, you see in cases where the wife is selling and giving the husband the money. Probably that was the arrangement, I don't know. Then all of a sudden there's a conflict. You don't see the wife again, and there's talk around that the wife was not giving the husband money. I don't want to be specific in calling tribes. There are some tribes that the wife is not even allowed to do any business. She's just there to raise children, to procreate and raise children. There are different cultures and all that, but we're talking about personal goals and couple goals. And you just said something, as a person you have your own goals, so you can take this into the marriage, discuss it with your spouse and agree, and it works. What if your spouse does not agree to this kind of arrangements?
Actually, this is why I said before two people will come together in marriage, there must be something that is connecting them together. There must be something that each of them sees in each other, that will make them to say, I believe we can form a team. I believe we can work together. If you cannot work together, you can't achieve your corporate or couple goals.
Okay.
That is just it. So it's always hard, not so easy when the two people are not in the same page.
Coordinating.
They must be in the same at the same time. They must be in the same page, pursuing a particular thing, even though they have their own personal goals. Yes.
So there's a difference.
Yes, there's a difference between
There's a
personal
difference.
goal and individual goal.
Goals.
And you know why it's always good? I advise men, don't just put your wife in a tight corner simply because you are the head. Your wife is not a slave. Your wife is also a contributor. Your wife, we always say behind every successful man
there's a woman.
there must be a successful woman. Yes, because nobody is an island of knowledge.
Exactly.
You come together. The Bible said in Genesis, it is not good for a man to live alone.
No.
For that reason, I will make for him a
helpmate.
Someone that will complement him. Someone that they will put heads together and bring out something good. But in a relationship where the two are opposite sides, they are just negative and negative.
Is that even a relationship?
It's not a good. It's not a relationship.
You know, and the
It's
Bible also said if you find a wife,
you find a good thing, meaning that your life as a man,
yes,
no matter the level you have gotten in anything, you don't have balance until you have a woman. And I used to tell my men, especially in the church, that any man that is able to handle his wife is a quality man. Exactly. A man, yes, one of the things that make you a good man, one of the things that make you that showcases you as a good man is how you see your wife, how you treat your wife.
How you treat your wife, that's the same way the outside will treat your wife.
Yes.
If you disrespect
her,
your wife,
dishonor her, disvalue her, she will be nothing. And one thing with women is that if you actually give a good woman the opportunity to explore, she will get back to you good things, and she become a good treasure to you and your family, especially to your children.
Of course,
because they are the one always there to nurture these children. They are with the children. So if your wife is a value-added woman, you give her the privilege, you give her the chance, you give her the support, you make some sacrifice. And marriage is all about sacrifice. If you are not ready to sacrifice, if you are not ready to bring down your ego, you cannot have a successful home.
Exactly. I'm going to come in there briefly, Doctor. You said something about sacrifice. That's why we're here. Are the men listening? Are the women also listening? But now, is there any such thing as contentment and happiness? Because in some homes, the woman is probably contented because for her, okay, I asked for a husband. God gave me this husband. He's taking care of me. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't flirt. He comes home at the right time, so I'm contented. But is she really happy?
When we talk about happiness, I think there are some things, some attributes that make one happy. There are sometimes you feel happy, there are sometimes you may not actually feel happy because of some things. There are some things that stimulate you to sometimes to be happy. If you are talking of joy, you know, joy is what flows from the inside. So, but happiness, some things motivates happiness, some things dried up happiness. But when you talk of contentment, I believe that if you are contented, you are okay. You will be happy.
Okay.
If you are okay with yourself, you'll be happy.
We are talking about personal goals and family goals. There are situations where this woman is gifted, she's talented, she has things that she would love to do, explore. In fact, she was probably still in some cases, hypothetically, she was doing. Then she meets a guy who says, I want to marry you because I see you as my wife, mother of my children, blah blah blah, depending on the formula they use.
They have different languages.
Yes, different languages. Then they come together as a couple, and all of a sudden the woman is no longer given the opportunity to explore like she would have So, okay, but because the man is providing, caring, that's where I'm coming from. Then he stops her. She may be contented, but
She
is
may
that
not be happy.
So let's
She may
hear
not be
it.
happy.
Uh-huh.
Yes, in that there's nobody in life that is not fulfilling his life-giving purpose.
Yes.
That will feel happy. There are some things you will take out from someone and you have taken out life from that person.
Exactly.
Everyone created by God, created to fulfill a purpose. And as a married man or a couple, you should know what makes your partner happy, what your partner love, what is her personal goal, what does she or he want to achieve. If your wife, this is why I said the first step is communication. Share your purposes, share your plans, share your goals. What goal do you have as a woman? What goal do you have as a man? So that we can come together and see how I can help you to achieve this goal. Because every goal there is results. There are interests that will come out of it. God give everybody gifts, and when you are working in line based on your gift, you will be satisfied, you'll be happy. Sometimes you are working based on your gift, the money is not there, it's not forthcoming, but for the fact that that is what you are called to do, you continue doing it. Before you know it, God will begin to give you money. Will begin to come out of it.
Okay, fine. I know it's not a Nigerian thing, might not even be an African thing, prenuptial agreement. Because oftentimes, the man seems to be agreeing, okay, this is what I want to do. Okay, what do you want to do? I want a boutique. I want a restaurant. She probably would say, and then the man says, okay. Then all of a sudden, we're talking about ego and self-esteem. If, for instance, a beautiful woman, of course, it's sight and sound. Men like beautiful women because it's what they see, and women like to hear things, so the man keeps feeding them with things. So you're married to a beautiful woman who probably told you what she wanted. Then all of a sudden you are saying that I don't want you continuing with that because I don't want men to be looking at you. Because this men, I'm a man, I don't want men to come and take what is mine. Something has set in, something that was not part of the plan. How do you handle a situation like that? Because a lot of women are in that situation right now, suffering in silence. Some men don't like women that are expressive. They don't like women that know their worth. They don't like working women. They don't. We say, okay, all right, maybe I'll get you a teaching job because teachers close by 4. Is it up to 4 now?
3.
Or even 2, so that you can come back home. There's that aspect
of depriving them
of their own personal goals.
One thing I would like you to know is that most of men naturally have this atom of jealousy in them. And every woman is beautiful to his husband.
Of course.
Most men doesn't want their wives to mingle with, to be showcased, in order not to get attracted to other men. But sincerely speaking, I will say it's inferiority complex. Such woman cannot be fulfilled. Many of them have not even said to ask themselves. They don't trust their wives. And when you are in a marriage that lacks trust, it's a hell. It's a hell of its own. So I will always advise man or woman, trust each other and give each other the space to explore. so that the gift that is in this person will not die. Men should learn how to give their wife that space. A good woman knows the value. A good woman knows her value. No good woman will come out and start messing up.
Exactly.
You know that you are out to add value to the society, to your family, and bringing back honor to your husband. So men should give their wives the space to do their work.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me? I can hear you crystal clear.
Good morning. Oh, okay. Okay, you're here. This is family
Yeah.
and values, and this morning we're discussing family goals and versus personal goals in marriage. Briefly, can you just let us know what it means?
It's an important topic, and it's quite an interesting one, because as a marriage coach myself, I've seen this thing become a challenge, and it's not just within an African sphere, it's all over the world. But it just
Okay.
means that the dynamics of how they go about it is actually what will make or break that whatever thing they want to achieve. So when I talk about personal goal,
Yeah.
before you are married, or even while you are in the marriage, personal goal is about your own personal self-discovery, your own
Okay.
self-fulfillment, your
Yes.
own way of pursuing your own personal aspirations, your own personal
Yes.
desires, and what you are longing and passionate about. Marriage cannot cancel that. Otherwise, with time, the person will be empty. The person will feel unfulfilled, unsatisfied, and not discovered. And then when you talk about couples or family goals, this is a shared goal. This is a goal where both of them agree to work on this, and communication is at the heart of everything that they do, ensuring there is open transparency, there is consideration, and each person is able to be flexible and negotiate as they achieve whatever they want to do as a family unit. But you cannot rule out personal goal in marriage. Otherwise, the person over time will be lost. The person will feel completely out of place. And after 5, 10, 20 years of marriage, I keep hearing people are divorcing, people are satisfied. Now, how will you be in a marriage after 20 years and you feel lost? You feel unfulfilled? It means that the self-discovery, the identity, and the fulfillment of this individual was strangulated, squashed, pushed aside, and then we're just focusing on family goals. And then at the end of the day, the children are grown, it's an empty nest, a lot of things have happened. You have this family image before your in-laws, before the society, that wow, it's a great home, it's a great marriage. Then suddenly, boom, we're hearing they are separating, they are walking away. I have examined a lot of marriages, white, Indian, black, because of my practice, we cover across the board. It is a common thing that after a long time, if personal goal is squashed, strangulated, subdued, pushed aside, there is a vacuum in every human being. After some time, the suppression will be looking for a way to come out. And most times when they come out, it comes out in a very powerful way that the other person is like, but well, I thought we were in love. I thought we were supposed to be together. I thought you were a Christian. I thought you follow God. What is happening? No, she has been lost. He's been lost. He's been put aside. He's not been respected or validated. He's not feeling valued. And now they want to do their own thing. And suddenly the other person is shocked. So personal goals are important, marital goals and family goals are important. You need to find balance. You need to negotiate your way through that.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. You're doing so good. In fact, I'm loving this the more because a lot of people don't even know the difference. They say because you're married, your husband is the head. Be submissive. You are the body. So you keep following. You keep following. To me, that is just like existing without living. That's what you're saying. Let people know this. Let people know this because you just can't say this is Nigeria. You are supposed to obey. There's a difference between fear and respect. A lot of spouses, there's no respect, there's no communication, there is nothing but on the surface they look so good, they take pictures together, say cheese, they are smiling, but meanwhile some people are dying inside because they don't have the opportunity to speak up. In some cases the woman cannot even talk. You dare not talk, just be there like a statue. Yeah. And on the other hand, some women take advantage of some men. Really, some men are trying. Yeah. And let's call it spade a spade. Some men are really trying. They would even go to the market. I had a guest on Friday who said during her second child's pregnancy, it was her husband that cooked for her all through. Went to the market. She's Yoruba. They are both Yoruba from Ekiti State. He went to the market and got ingredients to cook afang soup. Afang is Cross River Akwa Ibom delicacy, but because she mentioned afang, he went to that length. Now, the layman will call such a man woman rapper, or they will say she has put something in his food. Abi, that is what is happening. You see a man caring and loving his wife, they will call him names that are not his. So there's a difference between personal goals and family goals. Now you were about to say, how do we strike a balance? Because we need to have a balance so that we can live happily ever after, so that there will be peace and respect in the home, so that our children will emulate well.
Absolutely. So, you mentioned the dynamics of whether man or a woman in relationship, but it's good for us to understand certain things. When God made man and woman, he said they should multiply, they should dominate, right? Each person has got something to offer to earth. No one is useless. Not a woman, not a man. We have a unique thing that each person is supposed to fulfill on earth. We came from somewhere. So each person have something they are carrying. It's like they are pregnant of something they need to accomplish in their life while they are here. Now, marriage shouldn't cancel that. Marriage shouldn't stop that. It's important for people to live fulfilled life. Now, in marriage and relationship, especially in the marriage side of things, here you have goals on what you want to achieve, your communication, your relationship, your parenting, your financial stuff, everything that you want to do. It's good to communicate that from the beginning. You open things up and keep the line of communication open. Now, you talked about some men are trying. Absolutely, men are trying as well, but also it's important to mention that while being a captain, while being a leader in your home, it is important for you to understand the dynamics of the other half in your life. And I'm saying this because I've extensively worked with a lot of Africans in the UK, in the US, in Canada, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in South Africa, and I see something that is very common. And I don't blame them because these are some of the things they carried over from their forefathers, what they saw their father do, what they saw how their father lived. So a lot of women are not given the room to be themselves, to fully express their unique embodiment of what God has given to them. And I also see a trend where a lot of men as well are very afraid. They are scared of the ingenuity of their wife. the enterprise of their wife, their business minded of their wife, the leadership of their wife. Incredible. And these women are doing great things. So the moment the man sees that, they are scared, they are worried, insecurity, they are not able to manage their mindset, they find it difficult to cope to see a woman that's incredible. But that shouldn't make us scared. It is important to point that out, and I've seen that trend a lot.
Thank you. I'll just briefly, because this is what Dr. Onwaha is saying here in the studio: inferiority complex, lack of confidence. You asked for a helper. Okay, you asked for a wife. God gave you a wife. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. So why all of a sudden are you intimidated by the same helper that God blessed you with? Why do you have low self-esteem? Why are you discouraged? Because if this woman is supposed to be your helper, she is supposed to elevate you. She is supposed to work with you, elevate you, you know. So that is the issue. A lot of men do not have the confidence when they are faced with a woman that is doing well. That's what she's saying. So what do we do here? What do we do here?
So,
because marriage is a structure, blessed, divine structure. You know, that is the beginning of society, where the children are coming from. So, sir, do you know what is happening right now in Nigeria? A lot of young girls say they won't marry because of what men did to their mothers, because what their fathers did to their mothers. A lot of guys are saying they will not marry because of what their mothers did to their fathers. The whole thing is so complicated.
Absolutely. You know, well, it's a good thing that we are.
The rate is per second, as if they didn't cut, as if they did not date. You know, like Dr. Onwa has said, so you want the container, you don't want, you can't, you are not even seeing what is inside the container. You see a fine guy, a hunk, 6 packs, oh, I love him. Do you know him? You see a beautiful woman, she's well shaped, her skin is glowing, her breast is standing, her bum. Do you know her? Do you know who she is? Do you know the spirit she carries? Then you marry her. Then tomorrow you say, I'm regretting, no, she's too strong for me. He is too this. So, sir, please, we have an issue. A lot of women are dying in silence. They can't come out because society, what people will say, what my family will say, let me stay and make it work. Whoa. Before you know, they are dead or they are in psychiatric homes. On the other hand, you see a man that is trying, I don't want my marriage to fail because my mother said she wants grandchildren. My father said I should marry to keep the family name going. Meanwhile, he's dying. Sometimes it's the women that are violent. And there's the aspect of perversion. Some women will say, if my husband doesn't beat me, how will I know he loves me? Jeez, are you for real? Sir, please.
Yeah, you know, it's so powerful that we're having this conversation, and I think it's beginning. It's time we begin to confront some of these societal norms and some of these traditional things that has held us back for a very long time. Now, men have their role to play in every marriage. Women have their role to play in every marriage. Man and woman are not the same. We are psychologically built differently, neurologically built differently, biologically built differently, physiologically built differently. Our mindset is different. But one of the things that I see across the board in having personal goals and family goals in order to find a balance is lack of growth, lack of personal growth. Now, when you are not growing as an individual, then there's going to be a lot of habits, a lot of behaviors, a lot of attitudes, and a lot of character that you bring into the relationship that is going to start affecting the dynamic of that particular relationship. So when somebody talks about personal going back to school, starting a business, running an NGO, doing something that you are not familiar with, you feel threatened. Or if you see a man that is also trying to do something different from what you are used to, from your expectation of your mind, you feel threatened. So a lot of the things we see that is causing confusion from personal goal perspective or marital or family goal perspective is due to some of the things that is happening to these couples from the inside. A lot of people in relationship, they have baggages, childhood baggages, traumas, situations, mindset fixed, a lot of problems that they carried from their childhood, carried from their father, from their mother, from their ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, what they say on TV, society, from the village, traditional norms. These things has framed a kind of mindset, a program in them. So by the time they come into the relationship, a woman is trying to act different from what they are used to. They are not flexible. They are not able to accept that adaptability, that change, that thing that is about to happen. They feel threatened.
Awesome.
And then what do? They become violent. They try to attack and they try to hit back. So it is important to balance each other and support each other.
Coming from a man. Thank you so much. Chinda is from the UK, our Zoom guest this morning, that has dealt with this topic, personal goals versus family goals in marriage. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Thank you. The truth is divine. Yeah, no matter how bitter it is, we must speak it. Thank you so much. Good morning. Thank you. And now we're just going to round up this topic. You've done so well yourself. You are very bold and very honest about this topic. Your husband is blessed. So, we're going to just, before we go, is it right to put one's personal goal first before couples goal? Let's round up with this.
Let me come this way. I want everyone to understand that personal goals has a way of motivating someone. That is, if you are doing what you are called well to do, what you are doing well, what you are well,
you'll be joyous in the spirit. You will glow.
So the couple goal will be easy.
It will be
very easy, because you get motivation, you get strength, you gather much. Because in your personal goal, you are left alone, even though your spouse is a kind of helping you, supporting you, being a support system. You are the one that know that if I fail, I fail. If I succeed, I succeed. So in doing it, you are gathering momentum, you are gathering strength. So personal goal is really something that everybody born must have a goal that they are pursuing, because this is what will make your husband not to talk too much.
You see?
Yes, it will relieve him. There you will be developed, because while you are pursuing your personal goal, you have some seminars you are attending, you have some coaches that you are meeting, that they are building you, and at the end of all this, it's still your husband that will take the glory. Everything will still return back to the house. Because for the fact that it's your personal goal does not mean that it's just you. At the end of the day, everything is returning back to the house, to the home. Yes, to the home. So
the children are happy. Everybody is happy.
Like what our guest said this morning. I'm suggesting for a long time. I've been longing to see if there will be a man or even a woman that can set up a group where men can be coming to learn, a meeting point to educate men, because this issue of fear in them,
insecurities
in them, a man seeing the wife doing well, instead of him to be happy, he's feeling this woman should stop, or people self will be advising him. The rate your wife is going now.
No, it's usually your friends.
It's usually friends. Yes. But every man that needed his family to succeed should not listen to such person. So I'm actually asking if there will be a group because we have a lot. where we, if you come for marriage seminar, it's 90% women.
Along the line,
You
earlier
will
on,
see.
you said, of course, it's women. It
The
will
men
always
are
be women.
nowhere to be found.
It's always women. And that's why they themselves should caution themselves the places that they go to, seeking for advice. Sometimes they meet with the wrong people. You said something about church. Dr. Noah, I don't even want to talk about church because that's a different ball game altogether. All I know is that church these days is like a clinic. It's like hospital.
Yes.
Some are still receiving treatment. They are not
Exactly.
fully healed.
Exactly.
We've heard of cases where people married in church and it didn't work. So let's just, today, this morning, it's been, let me shake your hand. Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless
Thank
you
for
too.
having me
Good
today.
morning. I'm always
enjoying the
happy.
program,
Are you
actually.
telling me? It's family and values. And my guest this morning on set here is Dr. Onoha, the vocalist, the voice for women. And my Zoom guest, of course, was Chinda all the way from UK. Blunt, factual, honest, truthful. My name is Barbara Soki. Good morning.